land known for many creatures that are remnants of ancient beast. There are some places where nature remains untouched by man. But sadly, Africa is no longer one of them. There is no better example of this than the Savanna Griffin. As the name suggests, this griffin inhabited the savannas of Africa. However, it also roamed the Spanish grasslands. The griffin possessed the most powerful eyes of any known modern animal. It is believed it would stalk its prey miles away, with them being utterly oblivious to its presence. Prey such as zebra, the griffin lands, deciding to pursue its prey. Like most predators of the African savanna, it keeps low to the ground, using the long grass as cover. It inches closer to its meal. The zebra began to feel like they're being watched and starts scanning closely. Unfortunately for the striped little jerks, the griffin is close enough to start slashing. The griffin takes one final step, with its claws sharp enough to scratch an elephant's thick hide, touching the ground. Direct hit. The griffin bore into the zebra's flesh, and retreated into the grass. The injured zebra desperately calls for its friend's help. But it is of no avail. In all this chaos and confusion drafted by the griffin would eat good. It would let out a cry of satisfaction that scientists and historians believed sounded like based on tribal records of the griffin's range, griffins were believed to eat the lungs first. It would have devoured the heart and stomach before moving to the red meats. This was most likely done to avoid the apex predators. It would have needed to eat the most nutritious and filling food before it could be stolen. While the griffin's claws and beak are easily enough to seriously maim a hyena, it cannot risk damage to its wings. And a hyena's bone-crunching bite is enough to snap the wing like a twig. The griffin is forced to retreat to the sky, like a little bitch. Like most predators, the griffin would rest to digest its food. The griffin would often retreat to the trees to sleep safely. The beginning of the end for the griffin was the European colonization of the Ivory Coast. Rich Europeans and monarchs began a demand for the griffin's eggs. Although African royalty were known to dine on the eggs too, the introduction guns created little risk that normally came with griffin hunting, and allowed hunting on a market scale. Hundreds of eggs were stolen and there was an 86.7% chance the parents would be killed in the process. By 1822 they were declared extinct in West Africa, and 1826 in South Africa. Sadly, as trade spread into Africa's interior, the griffin became more rare. And after almost a century, the scramble for Africa dealt the final blow. Until it could only be found, occasionally, hidden in the savannas of Ethiopia, the griffin finally left this world during the brutality of World War II. The Italian army reported the shooting of 14 griffins, however this number has been disputed. And Goose A. Mussolini claimed to stab a griffin with a brisket and rip its eyes out and eat it with whipped cream and Alfredo sauce. The last confirmed sighting of a griffin was when it collided with an Ethiopian plane, setting the savanna ablaze, and ending its life. It was declared extinct 12 years later, March 18, 1948. Although the griffin may be gone, there is a small sliver of hope. There are plenty of ways to access the griffin's DNA, so maybe one faithful day the griffin may soar the African savannas once again.